Volcon, Inc., NASDAQ, VLCN, Support and Resistance Levels Technical Analysis. Overview. Volcon, Inc., VLCN, exhibited extreme volatility over the period from April 21, 2025, to July 17, 2025, with the stock price ranging from a low of $4.40 on May 30, 2025, to a high of $44.09 on July 17, 2025, closing at $21.61 on the final day. This represents a approximately 246.6% increase from the starting price of $6.232. The dramatic price surge on July 17 was accompanied by an extraordinary volume of 30,489,270 shares, compared to an average volume of approximately 30,000 to 100,000 shares on prior days. Technical indicators such as RSI, 94.17, Stochk RSIK, 100.0, and CCI, 642.95, indicate severely overbought conditions, suggesting a potential sharp pullback. This analysis leverages price action, volume, moving averages, Bollinger bands, and technical indicators to identify key support and resistance levels. Support levels. $7.85, July 10 close. The closing price on July 10, 2025, at $7.85, with a volume of 27,910 shares, serves as a short-term support level. Significance. This level is near the 5-day SMA, $7.83, and EMA, $7.71, reinforced by the VWAP, $7.16, from July 14. The volume, though moderate, supports this as a near-term pivot. $6.96, June 30 close. The June 30, 2025, closing price of $6.96, with a volume of 26,977 shares, marks a significant support. Significance. This level aligns with the 10-day SMA, $7.14, and EMA, $6.96, indicating a consolidation zone before the July surge. The 20-day SMA, $6.96, further strengthens this support. $6.25, June 25 close. The June 25, 2025, closing price of $6.25, with a volume of 48,808 shares, represents a prior consolidation zone. Significance. This level is supported by the 20-day EMA, $5.94, and Bollinger Band's middle band, $5.78. It acted as a base before the July rally, making it a critical medium-term support. $5.21, June 13 close. The June 13, 2025, closing price of $5.21, with a volume of 113,329 shares, is a longer-term support. Significance. This level is near the 50-day SMA, $5.83, and EMA, $6.15, reinforced by high volume, indicating strong buying interest at this price. Resistance levels. $21.61, July 17 close. The July 17, 2025, closing price of $21.61, with an unprecedented volume of 30,489,270 shares, is the immediate resistance. Significance. This level coincides with the period high of $44.09 and is far above the TEMA_10, $14.62. The extreme volume suggests speculative trading, making a sustained break above this level challenging without comparable volume. $44.09, July 17 high. The intraday high on July 17, 2025, at $44.09, marks the peak of the observed period. Significance. This is a major psychological and technical resistance, aligning with the Bollinger Band's upper band, $14.36, being significantly exceeded, indicating overextension. Breaking this requires sustained high volume, greater than 30 million shares. $30, ATR-based target, using the 14-day ATR, $3.06, a projected target from the current price, $21.61, is calculated as $21.61 plus 2*3.06, approximately equals $27.73, rounded to $30 for psychological significance. Significance. This level represents a volatility-based resistance, achievable only with continued speculative momentum and high volume. $50, extended projection, an extended target based on the extreme momentum, momentum_10, $14.63, and the July 17th surge. Significance. This is a speculative resistance, requiring extraordinary volume and sustained buying pressure to approach, given the overbought indicators. Technical indicators and support resistance relationship, RSI 14, 94.17, RSI is deeply overbought. Greater than 70, signaling strong resistance at $21.61 and $44.09. A pullback to $7.85 or $6.96 is likely if RSI remains above 90. Stochastic RSI K5, 100.0, and Stochastic K15, 80.05, Stochastic RSI indicates extreme overbought conditions, supporting a potential correction to $7.85 or $6.96. Stochastic K suggests lingering bullish momentum, but a decline is imminent. CCI 20, 642.95, CCI is extraordinarily high, reinforcing resistance at $21.61 to $44.09. A drop toward $7.85 would normalize CCI to approximately 100. MFI 14, 99.89, money flow index is nearly at its maximum, indicating extreme buying pressure and supporting resistance at $21.61. A decline below 80 could trigger a pullback to $6.96. MACD, 1.76, HIST 0.99, the positive MACD and wide histogram confirm strong bullish momentum, supporting tests of $21.61 or $30. A narrowing histogram could signal a pullback to $7.85. Arun Oscillator, 100.0. The strong bullish signal supports upward tests of $30, but Stochastic RSI and RSI warn of overextension. OBV, 31,306,890, on balance volume reflects massive buying on July 17, 30,489,270 shares, confirming resistance at $21.61 and support at $7.85 due to prior accumulation, e.g., June 20 to 216,986 shares. ATR 14, $3.06. The 14-day average true range indicates daily price movements of $3.06, placing the expected range around $18.55 to $24.67, aligning with $21.61 resistance and suggesting $7.85 as a potential support on correction. Volume analysis. The extreme volume spike on July 17, 30,489,270 shares, dwarfs prior peaks, e.g., June 20 to 216,986 shares, June 13 to 113,329 shares, indicating speculative frenzy. Supports at $7.85 and $6.96 are backed by moderate to high volumes, 27,910 and 26,977 shares, while $21.61 resistance is tied to the massive July 17 volume. Next trading day outlook. The July 17, 2025, close at $21.61, with RSI, 94.17, and Stochastic RSI, 100.0, at extremes, suggests a likely pullback. The opening price may range between $18 to $25, with $21.61 as a pivot. A break above $44.09 requires volume exceeding 30 million shares, while a drop below $7.85 could test $6.96 or $6.25. Conclusion and strategy. Support strategy. $7.85 and $6.96 are strong short-term supports for buying opportunities, with $6.25 as a medium-term fallback. Monitor volume increases, greater than 50,000 shares, at these levels for confirmation. Resistance strategy. $21.61 and $44.09 are immediate resistances. A breakout above $44.09 is unlikely without sustained high volume, greater than 30 million shares. Overbought indicators suggest profit taking at $21.61. Risk management. Set stop loss below $7.85 for short-term trades and $6.25 for medium-term positions. Consider profit taking at $21.61 due to extreme overbought signals and potential for a sharp correction.